Well. It looks like CG may have done it again. What is it with Vader and CG creating this sort of infinite turn loop? They seem to like it, particularly with Vader and Datacrons. I don't know if they were being a little bit facetious. I don't know if they were being a bit tongue-in-cheek. But let's see if they choose or not to address this particular loop bug thing. It's not really a bug. It feels like this one is intended. It feels like they deliberately went out and did it. But a little reminder for you guys, a little cast back to the not so distant past where we had a similar issue. Okay, so in the past we had a Datacron for Darth Vader that essentially made an unkillable Darth Vader, right? At the start of battle, if there are no Galactic Legend allies, Darth Vader cannot be defeated until all his other allies are defeated. The first time each ally is defeated, Darth Vader dispels all debuffs on himself, resets all his cooldowns, and takes a bonus turn. During this turn, Vader has 50% health steal for each defeated ally. Now, if we take a look, ladies and gentlemen, if we take a look at the most recent FDC for Vader, just over here, we'll go into the Datacrons, we'll go into the Focused, and we'll check out Darth Vader Duel's End FDC. All of this good business. If we just check out this last one over here, it says, bonus mechanics for Darth Vader Duel's End. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn, Vader takes a bonus turn, once per turn. Vader cannot be defeated if Palpatine is active. Okay, so there's that whole you can't beat Vader thing. At the start of his turn, if Vader is less than 25% health, he gains 10% defense, pan, health steal, and offense for each active ally until the end of his turn. Now, I did a video on this recently just showing how powerful Darth Vader can be, and he was clapping down GLs, and I said at the time, if you remember, I said, I think this will create an infinite turn meter loop against GL Ahsoka Tano, but I could not test it. I do think that maybe there's some possibility for some theory crafting there with units that put out provoked. For example, a unit like Stap does an AoE provoke. If you can get that out on the field, you can create a scenario where realistically Vader takes infinite numbers of bonus turns and can't die provided your Palpatine is still alive. I like a little bit of theory crafting like that, and I think it is going to work very well against teams like GL Ahsoka Tano. Just didn't have the opportunity to test it in my squad arena. See, I did say that. Yeah. Well, it turns out, yesterday in GAC, I had the opportunity to actually test it out in a grand arena environment versus my opponent. Shout out to Darth Sand and his wonderful, wonderful guildmates. Him on the back wall, he set a rather nasty-looking GL Ahsoka Tano with GLAT with Ezra, and he's got the Hu Yang FDC and all that. Well, it's not an FDC, it's a standard Datacron over here, right? So we managed to take it in, and let's see how that battle actually went. You know what? We're gonna science it. We're gonna science it. Let's go. Damn right, Plumbo. Let's go. A succulent Chinese meal. Yeah, he died recently, didn't he? Is that right? That's some fast Alton, baby. Right, okay. So, theoretically, if I were to basic, she should counterattack. And that should start chaining turns. Bonus turn. Hu Yang, for some reason, takes a turn instead. That's totally fine. Basic. Bonus turn. Basic. Bonus turn. Nifty. So, if I do this... Physical damage, deal 50% debuff to enemy, shock stun, taken inflict damage and prevented this Emperor Palpatine's leadership. Fracture, target enemy, and another random enemy. I don't want to fracture her. What does fracture do against raid bosses, guys? Can somebody read what fracture does versus raid bosses? All I want to know is, does it stop counterattacks? Reduces their speed? Alright, let's go for it. Okay. And this? Oh! I need to make sure that I'm still attacking her. Twice called strongest ally. If the target enemy is galactic... She's immune to daze, right? So even if we land the daze... Yeah, okay. So let's do it.
Get your hands off the wheel, boy. We're going.
They can't kill Vader until they kill Palps. As long as I'm hitting Ahsoka, she should be counterattacking. causing Vader to take bonus turns. And then he'll kill everybody else. Theoretically. Like that. You dig? And he's gaining stacks of Emperor's Trap, which is increasing his damage and potency. So eventually he might kill Ahsoka. It's interesting how Hera is not really taking any sort of damage there. Oh, she's just recovering. She's just recovering. That's fine. Don't tell CG. Shh, don't tell. Don't tell them.
They'll never know this counter if we don't tell them.
Badger Clark coming in with 4 viewers, thank you. I mean, it's not the prettiest. It's not the prettiest. Oh, God. Oh, my lord, oh me, oh my. All right, stick a fork in me, boys. I'm done. I'm done with... Oh, my God, we are totally going to kill her. Eventually, she gonna die. She gonna die. She gonna die. They don't get to have turns. Where we're going, they don't need turns. What do you think, chat? Snitches get stitches. Yeah, when I make the video about this counter tomorrow, remember, guys, snitches get stitches. All right, let's bring the focus. Make sure she only attacks Vader. Good. And stun. Good. Boom, boom. Get wrecked, nerd! All right, so banner efficiency, garbage dog water. But it was a full auto victory. So yeah, I mean, it kind of worked. Now, do I think I could have done it a little bit better? And if I've got like a little bit smarter on the setup there, yeah, I could absolutely improve upon that. And a 55 banner victory is not exactly any kind of great shakes, really, in Grand Arena, especially not against GL Ahsoka Tano. Obviously, you could do other things. You could, like, I don't know, layer it, for example. But there were a few other things here that were a little bit interesting as well, because if you note, right at the start, we lost our Tarkin, right? And this is the weird thing, right? Because Darth Vader Duel's End does have some clauses. He's got some clauses in his kit that's supposed to turn off when you go up against Galactic Legends. So that Hu Yang taking that turn there defeated our Piet, and he revived because Vader passed hatred to everybody. Vader passed hatred to everybody. Yes, hatred. And I'm pretty sure that that hatred is not supposed to actually go if the enemy has a Galactic Legend. You know, I think that's the case. Let's have a look. Is that part of... At the start of battle, if there are no Galactic Legends and Palp is in the leader slot, all Empire allies gain hatred until they're defeated. Apparently, GL Ahsoka Tano does not count as a Galactic Legend. So, guys, when I put out this video, don't tell CG that Vader Duel's End has not got that anti-GL clause to throw out the old hatred to his allies. But there's also some other stuff, right? Like, for example, the fracture over here. Isn't that supposed to be... Oh, no, the fracture thing, that's supposed to be like that. I thought the fracture was also a thing that is not supposed to apply if there is an enemy Galactic Legend, but it looks like fracture is absolutely fine. So it's just a hatred, really. It's just a hatred fueled by rage and all that sort of nasty, evil business. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit funky situations there. I do almost feel like if we got rid of Tarkin, who... Tarkin didn't do anything, let's be real. He just sort of chilled there, right? If we got rid of Tarkin and we threw in, like, Han Solo? Han Solo will go first, and you could just basic Ahsoka. She will counterattack, and then Vader's turn meter train starts. So you could actually set this up right from the get-go to instantly cause a full turn meter loop, right? Obviously, the downside is, of course, that you'll lose all your health because you're gaining all that turn meter. Under Ahsoka Tano's leadership, you are slowly chipping away at all your health, which does kind of suck, but hey, that is the way the cookie crumbles. How could you maybe get around that? You could maybe drop Mara Jade, to be honest, and throw in what? And put like a healing tech on somebody that only really recovers 1? Maybe we could even underman it, but I doubt it. Maybe you can just drop Mara Jade all in all and go in with just Palps, Piet, Han, and Vader. That might work. I do think Piet is kind of necessary, because if you notice towards the end of the battle... Oh, I totally skipped way too far ahead over here. Way too far. Way too far. Okay, yeah, so towards the end of the battle, you see we are getting stacks of Emperor's Trap, right? And Emperor's Trap is a buff from our boy Piet, and it's one of the only sources we have of constantly raising our damage output, right? So Emperor's Trap, I believe it gives you 8% offense and potency for every stack of it that you have. So if we're at 59, that's like 150 billion extra offense and potency. I just really don't want to do the math on that. I hope you don't feel too bad about it. I don't know, it's around 500% or something. Like 500% offense. We're just 5xing his offense. And that kind of, I feel like you kind of need that damage output, otherwise you're not going to chew through a really chunky GL Ahsoka Tano. You see this one is R10, so I'm operating at a relic delta of 1, which is not a huge difference, but not everybody is going to have their R9 Darth Vader dual Zen straight away, right? Like, a lot of people are just going to be rocking the R7, or maybe they're stuck at R5 because they don't actually have the levels. Or the stars. Theoretically, you could even do this at 5 stars, at 6 stars with the FTC. The only thing that I'm concerned about is you may well just time out. You may well just time out. I'm kind of interested. I do think that maybe there is the possibility of short manning this. Maybe. So you've got this GLAT counter over here. So if you just drop out Mara Jade and run Palpatine, Vader, Piet, Han Solo, I think that's actually enough with the FDC to just go full auto against GL Ahsoka. You do have to be careful if that Hera Syndulla is there as well. If General Syndulla is there, it looks like she does survive long term because she just keeps healing up throughout the entire battle. You do have to make sure that she doesn't take a turn at the end and defeat your whole team, right? Like that is a genuine concern, because you're not going to have any health thanks to all of that TM gains that you're going to be getting. I'm also not entirely sure why Hu Yang took a bonus turn there. I don't know if that's part of his Datacron or if that was in his kit. Does he take a bonus turn when Ahsoka Tano gains all of her ultimate meter? I'm not sure. Let's try and figure that one out together. Where is Huge Wang? There he is. Whenever Hu Yang uses a special ability, if General Syndulla, Padawan, Sabine Wren, our allies, they all gain offense, assist. GL Ahsoka Tano, she gains 25% turn meter and offense up for 2 turns. Whenever Hu Yang gains History of the Galaxy, allies gain 15% crit chance, offense till the end of battle. I don't think there's anything in there that should have made him gain that bonus turn. I'm not sure why he interrupted Vader at the start, but he did. That's the long and the short of it, realistically speaking. Have I got a GLAT that I can poke? That's interesting. I don't think anybody really runs GLAT in my squad arena, unfortunately. Negative, Ghost Rider. There are no more GLATs. There is a GLAT in 29th. Nothing, unfortunately, in the top 10 for GL Ahsoka Tano's. Now, we did show this doesn't only work against GL Ahsoka Tano, it does work against Leia as well. Go watch my other video I did on that one. Leia, it works against because Leia can get Retribution. And when she puts out that Retribution, 100% counter chance, right? And then you just do the same thing again. You just start chaining those bonus turns back to back to back. Now, I will say there have been people that have commented that Darth Vader Dual Zen Datacron is broken, and he is not gaining those bonus turns due to certain counterattacks. Now, I haven't experienced it myself, but if you guys at home have experienced it, please do let me know. If you've got any video footage of it, even better, because we can send that off to CG to try and get that fixed. Do I think that this particular Datacron interaction will get bug fixed? I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't think so, even though it's not a turn meter loop, for one, all right? It's not an infinite turn meter loop. It is a bonus turn loop, but it's got very specific clauses. The enemy has to be counterattacking all the time. It was garbage banners there. Yeah, we could probably improve upon it. It's a temporary FDC. It's for a brand new elite marquee unit. They usually get ready. Do you remember the Great Mother's Datacron? That thing was busted beyond compare. This one is actually tame in comparison, I feel. I don't feel like this one creates a scenario of this is impossible to beat like the Great Mothers were. They weren't impossible, but they were close to impossible, right? They had like 2 counters that were reliable, and if those failed, good luck. It's just like, that's the end of your GAC. Hopefully your opponent fails against your own Great Mothers, right? That was kind of the only situation. I don't think this FDC causes that problem when you put it on defense, and I don't think it beats everything in the game when you take it to offense. So based on those 2 metrics alone, I don't think that this particular FDC is going to get fixed or nerfed or whatever. If they are, I think CG should send us all cake. I'm personally rather partial to coffee and walnut. How about you? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I had fun doing that. If you want to see the full VOD of yesterday's live stream of GAC, please do go ahead and check out my channel. It is on there. Make sure you give the video a like and a comment saying what your favorite cake is. The cake is not a lie. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.